So that is a wrap. The 2024 World's Strongest Man is over. Day 2 of the finals today, and we started off with the Conans Circle, and Pavlo Kordiaka pulled himself right back in contention. He was amazing on this event.
Yeah, and considering he had to go first, it's really hard. There's absolutely no marker. This is a brand new piece of equipment. We know Pavlo's good at this event, but he's been suffering with his back. It's been a long competition at this point, but he was the only man to go over the 900 degrees mark. 922, I think he carried it.
Yeah, amazing to go that far as the first man out, and for it to stand as the winning distance.
Yes.
However, the big battle here was the big story here was, how is Tom Stoltman going to do? Because going into day 2, he had a 3-point lead over Mitch Hooper. Lots of people talking about this event potentially being an event where Tom might drop some points.
Yes.
Tom came into World's Strongest Man this year in fantastic shape.
He was ready. Oh, yeah. He was very well prepared. So first off, we have Matt Ragg go up on this event, and he put in the second longest distance behind Pavlo Kordiaka. Then it was Mitch Hooper's turn. He was able to beat Matt. I've never seen anyone re-grip a Conans Wheel like Mitch had to, and still managed to put in such a good distance.
Yeah, he did really well. You could see he was digging deep to try and go as far as possible to try and put that pressure onto Tom Stoltman. However, Tom Stoltman at this year's World's Strongest Man is well prepared and in fantastic shape, and I think this is the best we've ever seen Tom on the Conan Circle. Wasn't good enough to beat Pavlo or Mitch, but he did enough to stay ahead of Matt Ragg and only drop 1 point to Mitch, which was vital going into event number 5, the deadlift.
Yes. So in the deadlift, we saw some great early results come through. Austin Andrade doing 6. I mean, we should talk about these guys, Wesley, Austin and Tristan, in their first World's Strongest Man final, and, you know, beating more established names in sort of staple events.
All 3 of these athletes you're mentioning there have been a breath of fresh air, new future stars to the sport. I mean, 2 Canadians just coming into their first World's Strongest Man doing absolutely amazing. Austin, an absolute beast of a man. Yeah. You know, they have been incredible, and they put that pressure on the big names that they had to raise their level and perform. So yeah, very quickly, I'll just go through the results from the deadlift. Pavlo Kordiaka, never been the world's greatest deadlifter. He was struggling with his back at this point after that amazing performance on the Conan Circle, but he only got 1 rep when it came to the deadlift. I think Ivor Schmackstavus was napping once this final started. He was very clearly happy to make the final. He got 3 reps on the deadlift.
Yeah.
Luke Stoltman hitting 4 reps, and maybe surprisingly, Evan Singleton only getting 5, and that made the battle for 3rd place quite tight as we kind of progressed through this competition. Evan started off incredibly, 1st place on the first event. He's really matured as an athlete, but you could see fatigue starting to kick in a little bit at this point of the contest.
Yeah, and it really allowed Matt Ragg the opportunity to close in on Evan, and Matt Ragg, of course, is a fantastic deadlifter. In fact, these 3 events were always going to be good for Matt. So although he didn't have the best start yesterday, he had a great day today.
Yeah, and you talk about Matt being good. Matt won the deadlift, hitting 8 reps, 374 kilos deep into the competition. Hitting 8 reps, unbelievable by Matt.
Yeah.
The new man from Canada, Tristan Hoth, hitting 7 reps, as did Tom Stoltman. Tom Stoltman, I cannot say enough good words about him at this competition. He really has peaked and performed perfectly. Mitch Hooper, with the bad hand issue, coming in with only 6 reps. He looked strong on his deadlift. His actual pulls looked strong, but once that hand started to slip and he was relying on the strap, you could see suddenly it was getting much harder. These things happen. Proud of him for fighting till the end, but you cannot take away what an incredible performance it was from Tom Stoltman. This performance, this 2nd place, or joint 2nd place on the deadlift, that really secured the competition for Tom. He ended up being a good few points ahead of Mitch going into the stones, and the interesting battle at this point became 3rd place. So really at this point, we went into the Atlas Stones, and the big battle here was between Evan Singleton and Matt Ragg for 3rd place. Evan had a 1.5 point lead going into this.
Yeah, only a point and a half. Obviously, you know, like you said before, really deep into the competition at this point. And Matt Ragg, he's a really good stone lifter. And Matt did beat him in their stone run together.
Well, it was an interesting one as well, because Evan was the quickest through 3 stones. Yeah. However, he couldn't load the 4th. I mean, saying that, not many people could load these stones at all. No. Brutal set of stones towards the end of the competition. But Matt just kind of played the tortoise and the hare, focused on being efficient with every single stone, and he managed to lift the 4th stone in a slow time.
Yes.
So when we you had a few athletes do 4, a few athletes on 3, but Evan was the quickest on 3 and Matt was the slowest on 4. So he only managed to close it by by a point, allowing Evan Singleton finally get on that podium at World's Strongest Man. I'm sure he's going to be super proud of himself for doing that. It's great to see Evan on the podium. He's been kind of knocking on the door for a while now, won international shows. Worlds for the last few years wasn't so good. Last year we saw Evan at Worlds finally performing, and this year he's got himself onto the podium. Big congratulations to Evan Singleton.
So the final matchup, of course, it came down to Tom Stoltman and Mitchell Hooper. But at this point in the competition, Tom was quite far ahead in points. It was going to take a miracle to beat him, and to beat him by however many places he would have needed to, considering no one had even loaded 5 stones at this point. So Tom was the only man to load all 5 stones. Mitch stopped at 4. He had done enough to secure.
Mitch was actually second place on stones once again as well.
He was, but he'd done enough to make sure that he was definitely in second and not slipping out of that spot. So.
Yeah, but Tom Stoltman finishing strong, not just winning the stones, the only man to load the final stone, and he is now a 3-time winner of the World's Strongest Man. The Scottish fans will be going absolutely crazy.
They were going absolutely crazy. Chilies galore in the chat.
Yeah, we did a live stream. People were going mental. It's so good to see. I mean, Tom Stoltman, when it comes to World's Strongest Man now, that is 5 years in a row he has been top 2. Unbelievable results when it comes to this competition.
Yeah.
So that is World's Strongest Man done and dusted. For those that want to see the final scores, you can see here Ivor Schmaxtelis 10th place, Luke Stoltman in 9th place, Pavlo Kordiaka in 8th, Austin Andrade, the new man, in 7th, another new man, Wesley Dewinski in 6th place, and another new athlete, Tristan Hoth in 5th. Matt Ragg just missing out on the podium in 4th place. Then we have our top 3. Evan Singleton, 36 points, 3rd place for him. Mitch Hooper, another podium. That is 16 podiums in a row now for the Canadian, 47.5 points. And the incredible Tom Stoltman, 53 points, your 3-time winner of the World's Strongest Man. Huge congratulations to Tom Stoltman. And thank you once again to everyone that's joined us this week. You have made it super fun for us. I hope you guys have enjoyed our coverage. If you have, please consider subscribing to the channel, give the video a like, and we'll catch you next time.